blogger, Brian the Credit Lawyer. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about an EQUIFAX consumer alert dispute and how to demand $1,000 from EQUIFAX when they unlawfully insert a consumer alert on your credit file. So if you've been in the process of trying to improve your credit and you've sent disputes to EQUIFAX, sometimes what EQUIFAX will do without your knowledge or permission, they'll place what's called a consumer alert on your report. And what that does, it comes up as a statement from you, even though you did not put it there. That is fraudulent, it's deceptive. It can make creditors think you are a victim of identity theft. It can slow down the approval process for you getting credit and even lead to denial. So today we have an example here of a consumer who was trying to apply for a credit card. In this example is First Premier Bank. This consumer is trying to build a credit and apply for a First Premier Bank credit card. First Premier Bank initially requested more information from the consumer and eventually sent this letter denying the consumer credit. And if you look at the paragraph here, I'll show it to you. It says, in compliance with identity theft laws, we confirm the request for credit is not the result of identity theft because there's a consumer statement alert appearing on your consumer credit report. We must speak with you directly to confirm your request for credit. Your application was denied primarily for the following reason. We were unable to confirm the request for credit is not the result of identity theft. Therefore, we are not able to process the application. So basically, this person was denied credit because of a consumer alert put on there by EQUIFAX. And to figure out who put it on there, you continue reading. In the second paragraph, it will say, and you have to ignore, they'll say, our credit decision was based in whole or in part on information obtained in a report from the consumer reporting agency listed below. And it lists at the end of the paragraph, EQUIFAX Information Services, LLC. And it gives you their website and address. The second sentence of the second paragraph says the reporting agency played no part in our decision. Well, that's not true. The consumer reporting agency, which is EQUIFAX in this case, played a very big decision. And the reason we know that is simply because the application was denied because EQUIFAX put in a consumer alert. The letter here, as you see, does not say what the alert said, but what, for example, they will say something about the person being subject to identity theft and all that stuff, but it's all incorrect. You did not tell them to make such a statement, so this is a big problem. You've been denied credit. First Premier Bank could have given you anywhere from $300 to $1,000. I mean, you're not going to have that credit, and your time now has been taken from you because now you have to dealing with this consumer alert to get it deleted. So what we have here, the next step that I recommend is that you dispute that consumer alert and demand $1,000 from EQUIFAX. $1,000 is from the FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act. They have, when I say they, EQUIFAX inserted inaccurate information inside your consumer report. The inaccurate information is that alert, consumer alert, which is saying that you're saying you're an identity theft victim or don't extend credit to you because you may be identity theft victim. It really slows down the credit process. If this has happened to you, then you can demand that consumer alert be deleted, and you can also demand $1,000 from EQUIFAX. How do you do it? Well, here's the letter. This is a demand letter you can write directly to EQUIFAX. It's very important, if you're going to dispute things, to do it certified mail with a tracking number. Why? Because if you end up having to sue EQUIFAX for this issue, you want to be able to tell the exact date that EQUIFAX got your dispute letter. This can be done by sending letters certified mail. In very few cases, sometimes you have instances where Equifax may claim not to have gotten your letter, um, and this will protect you against that. Also, Equifax has a certain number of days, 30 days to be exact, to take action on your dispute. And you can better track those 30 days because the 30 days start from when they receive your dispute, not from when you mail it. So if you send things certified mail, specifically these letters, then you could track and hold them to that timeline. If they don't do it within that legal timeline, they're breaking the law, the FCRA. So let's go over this letter. So this letter, basically, I've blacked out areas. This is an actual letter um, that would go out that went out for a consumer, and I just blacked out certain areas. In the description of this video, there'll be a link to where you can download a letter um, that you'll be able to edit and put your information in. It's already typed out for you. So the areas in black here will be areas you could fill in or areas that are already filled in. So for example, here, your return address, you would type it here. The letter I provide for you will have an automatic date that will go in. Here, the tracking number is one that you will put in there. And for those of you that still do the green cards, you can just collect some of those green cards and the stickers from the post office and just use the number from the tracking sticker and put there. For those of you that use certifiedmaillabels.com, you can generate your mailing item and it'll give you the tracking number to put there. So that's how you do that. The email address is here. I blacked it out. It'll be in the letter for those that download the letter. The email to Equifax's in-house general counsel will be there along with the general counsel's assistant. This is going to make sure it gets there. So when you complete this letter, you can ultimately save it and send it with the attachments directly to Equifax's lawyer so they can't say they didn't get it. You want to blind copy yourself so that you can show that that email went through. So here's the topic of the letter: dispute of inaccurate consumer alert appearing in consumer report. This all, again, is typed for you to Equifax Information Services, LLC. The letter reads, I'm a consumer residing at the address above with date of birth. You put your date of birth here. So in the letter I give you, it'll be highlighted where you insert your date of birth. And SSN here, you put your social security number. It says here, I recently applied for a First Premier Bank credit card. So in the letter for you, you would put in whoever the creditor is you apply it to instead of First Premier Bank. This is already selected for you to insert in the downloadable letter. So it says I applied for whatever credit card and was denied due to a consumer alert appearing on my Equifax consumer credit report. Please be advised that I have not instructed Equifax to insert a consumer alert into my consumer credit report for identity theft or otherwise. In fact, I have never submitted any type of identity theft report to Equifax for it to insert such an alert. Equifax inserting a fraudulent consumer alert into my credit file is an unfair business practice. See Official Code of Georgia. And so in your letter, I'll give you the exact statute. I'll give you the parenthetical quote out of that statute that will help you. Furthermore, Equifax violated the Fair Credit Reporting Act in preparing a report with the alert. See 15 USC. I give you the exact statute and quote from that statute that will help you. Both laws protect me as a consumer. All right. So on the letter you download, which will be like a $10 PayPal letter, you'll be able to download it. It'll give you the link. And so I give all the language in the letter that you download. The next paragraph says, I believe Equifax's conduct was intentional because no consumer alert was ever requested by me. Even if Equifax's conduct was negligent, it is liable to me for damages it has caused me. Namely, I go over some language you can put in there that's very important. And then it says I demand payment of $1,000 within 30 days. I include some other language that will help you. If you reject this offer, I will seek FCRA damages and treble damages under Official Code of Georgia. And I cite the Georgia law. Georgia has a law in place that it's a Fair Business Practices Act law. And Equifax is located in Georgia. So when they do these things, they're violating that specific law that you can take advantage of there in Georgia. So that's why this letter is specifically geared towards Equifax, because it's located in Georgia. So if you have denials based on consumer alerts from TransUnion or Experian, you wouldn't use this specific letter. This letter is specifically geared towards uh, Equifax because it's in Georgia and because of the specific law that's taking place. This letter can also be used if you are a consumer living in Georgia going against another consumer reporting agency. That will work because you're protected by this Georgia law if a consumer reporting agency is doing something to hurt you and you're located in Georgia. So just to be clear, this letter may work for anyone located anywhere in the United States with an issue like this with Equifax, because Equifax is in Georgia. If you live in Georgia, this letter may be helpful to you against any consumer reporting agency if there's a consumer alert placed in there without your knowledge, like this. The letter wraps up. This letter shall also serve as a complaint to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB. Equifax is hereby authorized to communicate with the CFPB regarding this or any related matter. So the CFPB, many of you have heard about, is an agency that's authorized to enforce certain consumer laws. Your letter can serve as a complaint to them against Equifax for what they did, and the CFPB, will forward this or may forward this to Equifax for a response. That is why you include the CFPB. CFPB will not necessarily take on your case. It will not sue for you just off of this one letter. What CFPB does is they'll collect information, and once it adds up to enough that they can take action on, they may take action, but the CFPB here is just to sort of piggyback your letter. It's not for them to take any specific action. So Equifax may receive a copy of this letter through CFPB, and CFPB may give them the opportunity to respond. It's not compulsory, meaning Equifax or anyone else, for example, would not be compelled legally to have to respond. But if they don't, CFPB may assume that everything is correct and go after Equifax for violating a consumer's rights. So you wrap up the letter just saying sincerely. You can type your name and then sign above your name and send the letter off, scan it in email. Or you can, and this is explained in the template, you can also do an S / and then type your name. That can serve as an electronic signature. I recommend you sign the letter. You can use an online application like Sign Easy if you want to keep everything digital. It's also an app, but it's an online application as well. So sign the letter, type your name, because everyone can't read your signature, so you want to type your complete name there. And then below your name, you want to also put your email address. The reason is Equifax may in fact email you regarding this dispute, but more importantly, you want that there because CFPB, if they end up forwarding this complaint to Equifax, CFPB will actually set up an online portal for you to go back and look at this dispute and other disputes that they may have for you. CFPB does a great job of saving your information. So if you do anything in the future, your CFPB portal will have all these complaints that you have done through their agency for you to see. Below that, you will type enclosures. Your enclosures are going to be three things. One, you're going to include a copy of that denial letter from that bank or credit card company or whatever. And then you want to state the date. So you, for example, here, the credit card company is First Premier Bank. You write First Premier Bank letter, comma, the date of that letter from First Premier Bank. And you remember that letter is right here, August 26th. So we just wrote the date of that. You want to write your driver's license. So if you're in Georgia, put Georgia's driver's license. If you're in New York, put New York driver's license. So you want to just put a copy. And just put a copy of the front of your driver's license. Don't do the back. And then a copy, and then social security card. So put a copy of the front of your social security card. The reason I just say the front is because the back of your driver's license has a barcode, and the back of your social security number card has a barcode and number. EQUIFAX may not necessarily have those numbers for you, and you don't want to provide them with additional information about you, and all they do is sell it and make a profit off of it. So only include the front of those IDs or driver's licenses and social security card. All right, so you got it. So you're going to have your letter. You're going to have a copy of the letter you got from the bank denying you. You're going to have a copy of your driver's license. You're going to have a copy of your social security card in that letter, and those are your enclosures. And then finally, at the bottom of the letter, you're going to have CFPB, via fax. And again, I block out the fax number here. And so for those of you that end up downloading the letter you download will have the actual fax number on it. And so, as I say, I provide that in the letter. So yeah, so I drafted this for a client and making it available for you all to download for $10 with PayPal. And I asked if you just keep that letter. This is, a letter for you. So if you download the letter, if you want to recommend someone else to this site to get it, great. But again, this is intellectual property, so don't share this. If you download the letter, use it for your own purposes. It's not for you to share or resell. It's just for you. You send this in. Now, EQUIFAX will have 30 days to process your dispute and get back to you to let you know that they deleted that consumer alert. They also have 30 days under the Georgia law to tender that $1,000 to you. If they don't tender the $1,000, you can sue them for it in small claims court in most states. For example, in Georgia, you can sue up to $15,000. So this particular claim would be for $1,000 and possible $3,000 treble damages if they are found liable for the Unfair Business Practices Act in Georgia, which allows for you to recover 3 times what you demanded that they give you. So if they refuse your demand, you can get more money from them. So there's no guarantee, obviously, that they will send you a check, but at least you've done your part so that if you decide to pursue a claim against EQUIFAX, you've documented their violation of the law. You've tracked your letter with certified mail. You've identified the law that they're breaking, so there's no confusion. You've included your ID. You've included your social security card. Some of you that don't have a copy of the social security card, that's okay. What you can do is maybe use a check stub with your social security number on it. The reason you include that is you don't want EQUIFAX to come back and try to say, oh, we can't locate you, or can you prove that you are you? So your driver's license is proof of your identity. The social security card is proof of your social security number. Again, you can include a W-2 or a check stub with your social security number on it. It's really to save you time, because EQUIFAX may try to delay, and you don't want that. You want to be sure that they have no excuse to answer your demand and pay up. And if they don't pay up, you can take them to court. So like, comment, subscribe to my channel for more information. I will put my email address. I'm always eager to hear about your results. And obviously, if you need a specific consultation, I will include a link for those of you that want to specifically speak with me regarding issues. Good luck to you, and I look forward to your success. Thank you.